Fabiolo should win this. I think he's class horse. He had everything the last day. He did the time, visuals, beat the right horses, proper gallop, all that type of stuff. Like to me, him and Jonbon very similar over hurdles. They met in entry, but Fabiolo had everything wrong that day. Coming off just one run, hadn't run since Tremor a long time before that. Met trouble, coming to 3 out, hit the last a bit of an awkward jump, and sure, like the Leopardstown run to me was amazing. Now you'd always be a slight concern he might clip off one, like he did the 4th last in Leopardstown. But I think in terms of ability, he has more ability than Jonbon. Jonbon might be a little bit more of a now horse, but then everyone was saying Jonbon had the big jumping edge. Like I thought Jonbon shifting to the right the whole time in Warwick the last day, which is something I hadn't seen before. Didn't like to see that. I have a slight inkling suspicion there might be a wee bit of temperament with Jonbon. More so looking at some of his novice hurdle runs, the race he won in preparation for Cheltenham last year, Weatherby. Didn't like his head carriage that day. So no, I think Fabiolo, very solid favourite, and hopefully maybe a few of the patriotic punters over there might back Jonbon in a bit and we get an even bigger price.
So 6-4 at the moment, El Fabiola, that's more than fair, yeah?
Yeah, no, happy enough 6-4, yeah.
There we go, we're up and running. A strong vote for El Fabiola from Tony Keenan. David Casey, are you going to give the crowd here even more reason to back El Fabiola at 6-4?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he was very unlucky not to beat Jonbon in the entry last year in the hurdle race, and I thought he put up a phenomenal performance in Leopardstown the last day, and I think he's definitely the horse to beat. I have huge respect for Jonbon. I do agree actually with what Nicky said earlier. I think the horse has just had 2 counters around. He was asleep, and I think the race will have done him the world of good. But I think Jonbon should have beat him, or El Fabiola should have beat him in entry last year. I think he's a better horse, and I think that's the way it'll come out.
Right, we're going well. We have 2 very confident votes for El Fabiolo. Is Jonny Dineen going to make it 3?
Yeah, I am actually. I think El Fabiola will win. Look, it was very impressive, as Tony said, in Leopardstown. Real impressive. Like, put away a good field. And I didn't like Jonbon the last day. To me, it was a 50-50 going into Warwick. I wouldn't have it a 50-50 anymore after that anyway. I thought Jonbon ran bad in Warwick anyway, to be honest. And it was a year getting after Calico after your men passed him. I know you're saying they kind of surprised him and all that, but I thought it was a lacklustre attempt. And the one fear I have for El Fabiola is maybe hit the fence, and the second last fence at this place is lethal. It's worse than it ever was. Like, they moved it from a place where the horses used to fall. It's worse now than ever in my eyes, because horses are really ratty in the Arkle, as you can imagine, coming around the bend. And suddenly there's a fence there. If he manages to jump around El Fabiola, he'd slaughter Jonbon in my eyes anyway now.
Oh, there we go. The first big word of the night: slaughter. El Fabiolo will slaughter Jonbon, according to Jonny Dineen. So we're going well now. We have 3 confident votes for El Fabiolo. Peter, are you going to make a 4?
No, I predict twice.
Jesus.
I actually...
The black sheep of the family.
Dysart Dynamo, I think. It's a furlong shorter. He's loads of pace. And the one thing you're saying about El Fabiolo's jumping, I think he's rapid to jump. When you go to Cheltenham, you have 2 more fences as well. Dropping back a furlong, the way he travelled, I think he went very quick in Leopardstown. I know El Fabiola done a good time at the end of it all, but in fairness, I think Dysart Dynamo dropping back to the 2 mile around Cheltenham, a sharper track as well. I think he'll put it up to both him and Jonbon.
Now, you've had a good look at these, obviously. You train Visionarian. Visionarian likely to turn up here?
No, Visionarian, I don't think he'll run, no.
No, he won't go, but he's a pretty top-class novice, and you've bumped into a few of these. So do you think they're a good crop of Irish novices?
I'd say they're the best crop that we've seen in a long time, to be honest with you. The times of the races even shows it was quicker than the open race the following day. I think it was 11 or 12 seconds quicker than the handicap that day. But no, I think the novices this year, specifically in Willie's yard, are top class.
Okay, so it's Dysart Dynamo for Peter Fahey at 9-2 at the moment. Denis?
Yeah, I'm El Fabiolo as well. I think Willie could have a 1-2-3 here actually. El Fabiolo.
He's a very brave now when Nicky is gone.
Yeah, but I like St. Roy as well. You know,
do you?
Yeah, he's going to be hunted around. We don't know. I think he unseated or fell there the last day, and like I say, he beat Visionarian in the Arkle Christmas, and I thought that was a good performance enough. And I think he's a former county winner, loads of class, and he'll be ridden to drop into some pace in this now. Banbridge, hopefully Dysart Dynamo, if he got a slightly more conservative ride, I think he'd be in the first 3. He's a top class horse as well. So I think Willie could have the first 3, and I think there is question marks over Jonbon's, maybe it's the stallion, I don't know, but there is question marks over his temperament.
So you're 1, 2, 3 from Willie Stabler. El Fabiolo 1, Dysart Dynamo 2, and
I think he's the
Sandoval
best
3.
novice in the country, in between England and Ireland. Yeah.
El Fabiolo.
Yeah.
Brilliant
Fabiola,
stuff. Robbie, not a lot of love for Jonbon here. Are you going to give him a little bit of a peck on the cheek?
No. Other race people talking about we'll come to later on. Gordon's horse in the Turners. People saying about his bad run last year in Cheltenham. Jonbon ran a stinker in Cheltenham last year. He was beaten half the track. So I don't see how he's going to come back this year and win an Arkle. He meets a very, very good horse in El Fabiolo. We touched on his jumping earlier on. The one thing I think he'll have learned an awful lot from Leopardstown, and he knows how to survive, because he made 2 very bad mistakes where he could have very easily come down if he was soft. He's not. I think he's a very, very good horse, and he'll be hard to beat. Dysart Dynamo would have a chance if the ground came up very, very soft, which is probably a 100-to-1 chance. So for me, El Fabiolo, I think, is a safe enough, as safe as the bet as you get in the novice chase anyway.
Brilliant. So it's 5-1. 5 votes for El Fabiolo, and Peter is out on his own with Dysart Dynamo. So 6-4 El Fabiolo and 9-2 Dysart Dynamo. That is your Sporting Life Arkle.
Get in on the action with epic offers from Boyle Sports on every race, every day of the Cheltenham Festival. Epic Cheltenham with Boyle Sports. It's time to switch.